I
The
let out
man. Yeah,
a
go
gut-curling scream and swing my hammer.
ahead. So
Oh,
you're like in a vice grip practically.
I'm
The dude.
struggling to get out. I'm struggling to get ungrappled. I
Okay.
refuse.
Ray of
So
Frost.
just like your favorite, episode of the Power Rangers, the party steps back and launches all of their ranged abilities
The big
at the
move.
monster, destroying it. And with that, the party stands in the old town ruins amongst the fountain in front of a crater that glows. The party has just dispatched the monsters creeping along the cratered street at this point. The glowing crater shines before you. What will you do?
I need to start digging. That first pile is.
Yeah, bulk. Bring out the pickaxe and go to town.
remember, we're not supposed to touch it. Be careful.
I've got the gloves on. I put my gloves on. I get my pickaxe out. I'm going for this first patch here.
Okay.
Baron, while he's digging, are you able to heal Diedrich with your spell?
Yeah. Let me see. I'm gonna walk over to Diedrich, and I'm just gonna be like, just brace yourself for a second, and I'm just gonna like put my hands, I guess, over one of his gaping wounds from these weird slime purple creep monster things.
You guys know you can also take a short rest if you would like to.
Oh well.
Oh,
We ain't got time
We don't
for
have
that.
time. Yeah, we don't have time for that.
yeah.
I
I gotta put
mean,
my
you
dive
could
down
take a
soon.
short rest while Bulk is over there mining.
Yeah.
DM,
Maybe.
is that cool?
Well, so Bulk, you approach the crater, and fused into the side of the crater is kind of growing like a moss. You can see a small patch of the crystals. The hole itself is really not even big enough for you to use your pickaxe. I mean, this is a very small patch. It's effectively kind of a hammer and chisel kind of a deal.
Then I
Um,
will hammer and chisel.
Okay, so if he's going to extract this, this is only going to take about 15 minutes. A short rest will take an hour. So, I mean, if you guys want to hang around the street afterwards, you can do so, or you can trudge back to the city. It's up to you.
Is this just that one pile he was looking at, or did you say there were like 3 areas of glowing crystal?
No, so the other glows that you were seeing, now that you have battled the monsters, those were actually the eyes of the monsters glowing in the distance.
Okay.
It all just appeared
Um,
like a glow.
He
in the
also did
distance.
say that.
Yeah, I think maybe we should just try to get out as soon as we can. I don't know how much delirium we need for your dog.
How much are we
As much
talking
as
about?
possible.
I only need 100.
I mean,
100
we also
gold.
don't want to stay too long, Bulk. You see what kind of happens. Exploding people.
I mean, you guys got all that. I'll do this. Like, let's. Teamwork makes the dream work.
Do I know that I'm contaminated to some degree?
You've I mean, well, I mean, you're still covered in the freaking goo of the monster.
Okay, so
It
I'm
kind
gonna.
of it feels cold, and you feel kind of weird.
We might need some extra delirium for myself here.
All right. We can either
Don't worry,
try
bulk.
to.
I know a guy.
I hope you know a guy because we're here for your damn dog, and now
Yeah.
I'm on the chopping block. So
We might need some extra delirium to pay him off to heal off bulk.
right. So let's keep going and find a little bit extra. I'm fine. I'm Diedrich Steelbelly. I'm fine.
All right. I've seen you kind of go these berserking, kind of crazed ways. Are you able to do that anymore?
No, but I do have other tricks up my sleeve.
Okay. All right. If you want to push forward, I can hold on to this heal in case you need it mid-fight, or I can just try to top you off now. Or also, we do know that Bulk found some of those potions.
Hang on to it for now. I feel fine.
Oh, all right.
Well, I'll
I'll
jump in for a
take your
moment
word.
to report that Bulk, you have extracted 10 delirium chips and 4 delirium fragments.
Is a chip or a fragment better?
Let's go.
The fragment's
Okay.
better. It's 100 GP. How
Oh,
many? How
nice.
many fragments?
Oh
4?
yeah, I gotta hold on. I'm
Four
going up
fragments.
to the
Yeah,
inventory
so-
here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's important to just understand here, or I guess clarify for me, who is holding the delirium.
Should we try to
I'll mute-
split it
I'll
up so
mute the
there's
point for a moment.
less like an even source of minor contamination to all of us instead of one person with a shit ton?
Well,
Bulk is the
He's a
only one who
turtle,
bought
he's
the
fine.
bag.
Yeah, Bulk has the
Oh,
bag.
he has a bag.
that-
That's right. I
Yeah.
was thinking of like vials.
No. He's got book bag.
All right. Yeah, whatever works. We'll just need enough for Danielus's dog's debts, I guess, and Dietrich's cleaning.
We don't know.
Yeah.
So it sounded like you guys were talking about pushing forward and trying to grab more delirium. Are you going to do that, or are you going to turn?
Do we know how much we need? How much gold we need for Barkus?
We only need 100.
Oh, we
So
only need 100.
We should be fine then. If it only costs Barkus 100 to get cleaned, I'm assuming that would probably be the same for you, Dietrich, and we'd still have
And
2 fragments and a bunch of
200.
shards.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How many chips and fragments did we get, Baldwin?
Bulk extracted 10 delirium chips and 4 delirium fragments.
Oh yeah, we'll be fine. Let's get the fuck out of here.
And we also have to
Let's
think
head
we
back.
may run into stuff that have chips or fragments of their own on the way out. So who knows?
Yeah. Diedrich's voting to go home.
I agree.
Okay.
I need to get back to
I'm thinking
Marcus
we'll
before
be
they put him down.
We'll be stronger whenever we have. Can your dog fight, or is it just like a show
Yeah,
dog,
he's
like
got
a
a
poodle?
little sword in his mouth.
He has a sword in his mouth. Okay, it's gonna get your ankles.
hmm
Well, all right. I think the consensus is to head back.
Indeed.
Yep.
Okay.
What?
So, the party. Oh, she's still crying. The party. Satisfied with your delirium haul, you start to turn back on your path towards Emberwood Village once again. But first, you have to make it out of the city. The journey begins without incident. A bit into your walk, you're pretty close to the to kind of the border of the outskirts into the city that opens up into the valley, kind of beyond that. When you start to hear a kind of a rhythmic booming sound in the distance coming from the direction of Emberwood Village, away from the city. As you continue, the sound starts to grow louder as you continue in that direction. Eventually, you start to recognize the sound as drums. So it sounds like someone's kind of beating a drum, walking along a path. And by this point, you guys have reached the edge of the haze, and you're kind of standing in front of the forest to make your way out and back to Emberwood Village. Anything you guys are doing, or just heading straight forward?
I kind of want to check out the drums.
I think he said that was on the way to the village, right?
Yeah, you're heading in that direction.
Do we
I'm
want to
okay
go
with taking a
around it,
detour.
or do we want to just plow on through?
I'm down to investigate it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I kind of want to plow on through.
I'm done.
Okay.
It's
Very good.
what it is.
So you all begin onto the forested path. And the drums, I mean, so you're walking through a forest, you still can't see any signs of anybody, but the drums are beating and they are loud, like very, very loud. By the time you eventually see anything, you see a group of men, monstrously large men, coming towards you. At the front, pardon me, messing with layers, you see a very large, probably standing about 6 feet tall, but very wide, and he has a big, large belly. As you can see, the booming drums are being played by this man walking and bum 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 bum. Yeah, that's it. Okay, cool. The second man, even taller than the last. This one stands at, even from far away, you can tell that he's over 7 feet tall. He's very large. This one, looking very strong and very handsome.
Mighty fine.
Indeed. So these two men are walking in a line. The drum player is in front, and this man is behind. You can see he's, like I said, about at least 7 feet tall, long blonde hair and huge muscles. He wears a fur pelt around his neck with large claws grasping, kind of like they're holding up the pelt. No shirt and just kind of rudimentary, kind of a rag effectively around his bottoms. And he carries a massive golden pole arm. So kind of like, what is it? Who's the Ninja Turtle? Kind of like Donatello, just the,
Yeah,
just
the staff.
Just the staff. Yeah, but it's golden.
Sure.
And those two men are followed by 12 equally strong-looking men, adorned with swords and spears and axes, and they look quite menacing as the two groups approach each other from afar. They're moving with no change in their cadence. What will you do?
DJ's gonna run forward, waving his arms, speaking in giant, and says, "Hello, brothers."
The two men, or the man behind the drummer, holds up his hand, and the men stop. And the man in the front stops playing the drums. And the man with the long hair calls out and he says, what did you say, little man?
Is he speaking in giant?
No, he's speaking in common.
He's speaking in common. Oh. Deidre kind of like takes a step back and says, "Oh, I apologies. I assumed you to be giants."
Yes, it is often said that men of Caspia are giants, not only in their muscles, but also in their weapons, and also in our bravery.
Would you be so kind to let our party through? We're heading to Elderwood.
What's wrong, little man? Were you turned away from the city? Did you find many monsters?
We have fought many monsters and prevailed, but we are a bit battered and bruised. We would like safe passage.
Battered and bruised. Let me take a look at you. And the man with the long hair walks forward, and he grabs onto you, and he picks you up.
I hate that.
He is menacingly strong.
Mm-hmm.
He stares into your face, and he says, you look familiar. Where do you come from, little goblin?
I used to be a giant, much taller than yourself, but unfortunately, due to a wizard, I am reluctantly in this form. Um, I mean no trouble. I just wish for me and my comrades to get back to the village.
One of the 12 men who are walking behind them, he says, "Oh yeah, Maximus, that is the little man. You remember, Yellow Belly,
I
the
let out
man." Yeah,
a
go.
curling scream and swing my hammer.
Oh,
So you're like in a vice grip practically.
I'm
The dude.
struggling to get out. I'm struggling to get ungrappled. I
Okay.
refuse.
It is impossible. You don't move an inch. The man hearing
Well,
the man who's holding you, hearing the call of Yellow Belly, and after you scream, he goes, "Yeah, oh, I remember you now. You're the little goblin running through town, talking about how great the Steel Belly was. Steel Belly was. So you've made your way to Drakkenheim, little goblin." And he puts you on the ground.
you will remember the name Steelbelly, as your family will remember the name Steelbelly, as their children will remember the name Steelbelly. I will not rest until everyone knows the name Steelbelly, and if I have to take you down here and now, I will.
you all
The
should have
man,
seen the monstrosities that he just slew in Drakkenheim. It looks like you folks are heading away. Have you been to the town?
they're heading in direction of town.
Yeah. Have you guys been to Drakkenheim, or just trying to stay on the outskirts?
Yeah,
Taking the safe path.
Clearly, you are as foolish and blind as your friend. My name is Maximus Goldenrod, and I am coming to Drakkenheim to bring honor to my family, to earn honors that will promote me in the next Kingsmoot, my family in the next Kingsmoot, and we will be champions of Caspia. We've come to Drakkenheim to take on the biggest challenges. Strike fear into the heart of the monsters with our muscles. And I bring 100 men
You can
to
send your
further
men
my
home.
conquest.
There's no reason for you to do this. We have this covered. We will strike fears into the heart of the monsters. Your 100 men stand no chance.
The men are dying in laughter at this point. He turns to you and he says, "Trust me, you little yellow belly. There's no way you will survive in Drakkenheim. If you oh shit, my battery's about to die. Anyway, it is best for you to turn away now. I would hate to have to kill you as one of the monsters once you fall in battle."
I'll let you and your crusade continue, and when you fall, we will follow and defeat the enemy who has fallen you.
Good luck, little yellow belly.
Your kin will remember the name Steelbelly.
They walk past you guys, bumping into each and every one of you as they go by.
As I get bumped into, I'm just gonna do like a little sign and be like, "I pray you don't fall to the contamination, but rest assured, we'll put you down if we do."
Can I give Maximus a little trip?
He steps on your foot, and it actually hurts really bad.
I'll take it.
He says, "Trust," on his way out. "Trust me, little steel belly. Once the people of Drakkenheim see the fury, the glory, the strength of Maximus Goldenrod, they will never even remember the name Yellow Belly." Let alone steel belly.
I'm gonna pull Bulk aside, pull him to the one side, and tell him, I want to kill these fuckers. I want to kill them so bad. I want to crush them. I want to smush them.
Excellent. Here. And then
Oh,
I pretend
no.
to fall, and the stinky sand goes into the face
Of who?
of Mr. Maximus Goldenrod.
Good
Very
old
good.
Maxie.
As you fling the sand, the man with the drums, he's seen this attack since he was walking behind Maximus at this point. He bangs on his drums, bang, 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 and the sand first pops up and then settles onto the ground. As they walk away, they chant as the man bangs the drums, yellow belly, yellow belly, yellow belly. And
I
the
go
men
over to
walk
help.
away.
I go over to help Bulk up.
Yeah, what did you say? You pretended to trip and you
Yeah, I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
Sand.
Okay, go for it.
Diedrich's sad. He's just gonna mope and walk forward.
While we don't hope contamination spreads, if one of them do end up turning, I think we'll all be on board to make sure they never walk again.
Dietrich, you better watch your mouth when you're talking to people like that. You don't want to get us all killed.
Yes, also an army of 100 against a good army of 4 or 5. Soon to be
I could have
seen to
taken
get
them
on.
on.
I wonder
Uh,
where they got those drums from.
Oh god, he's gonna be a one-man walking man.
I could have taken them on. I just didn't want to risk you guys.
Well, maybe if we get you back into your original form, maybe.
I could have taken them all on. I just didn't want any collateral damage. I didn't know if you guys would fight with me or not, and I didn't want to lose sight of the quest.
Right, of course you could, as I like poke one of his like open wounds.
That's just rude. Just kick me while I'm down.
I have nothing but faith. You handled those exploding mutationist creatures with ease.
Yeah, I did, didn't I?
Far better than I could have. And just because I think we're also toward the end of town and I want to use it, I'm going to do healing hands on you. Make you feel a little bit better.
Oh, that's sweet.
I try. Let's see if I can actually. It won't
Ooh.
supposed to be 2d4 though, so I guess we'll do it one more.
Yeah, just do it again.
A
Oh.
full 8.
Cool. Okay, very good. So, any other conversation happening on your way back to town after that encounter?
So they seem to have known you. They called you. Was Yellow Belly a nickname? What
Don't
was
ever
it?
say that again.
Just conversation.
My family was giants, of course,
Of course.
and after the wizard killed my village, I was outcast. I was all alone, and I tried to make a name for my family to keep the family name Steelbelly going. But in my current form, I'm not very intimidating, as some of you might say, and a yellow belly is something those men used to call me to show how weak I was.
Well, we'll make sure the town of Emberwood knows of all the creatures you slew and the crystals we've obtained.
I would greatly appreciate that. I don't know much what to do with myself right now. In my current form, I know that we would have died if I would have attacked them, but in my yeah, in my previous form, I know I would have been able to take all 100 of them on.
Gotta stay alive to make a name for yourself.
I keep telling myself that, but it doesn't make it any easier.
course, of course.
Out of out of character, I definitely thought about making a reckless attack. Not
I
not
thought
even
you
gonna.
or Bulk was gonna attack, and I'm like, there's 102 people, so I'm like,
Yeah. Please don't. But
Well-
like, also, part of me wanted to.
Well, he said 100, but there were only 12 soldiers following with him.
Yeah, only
Oh,
12
okay.
against a party of 4. Yeah.
Indeed. Yes. Not to mention the fact that he was so strong you couldn't even break out of his.
Yeah. Yeah.
he picked you up like a rag doll.
Yeah. I caught up on that.
Let's get back to your dog, right?
Okay. Very good. Yeah. So I mean, if there's no further conversation,
Diedrich
So-
walks with a sulk.
Oh,
cool. Yeah. So you were already pretty much out of danger. So you walk through, the dead forest, no problem. You make your way back to the outskirts of Emberwood Village. And I'm curious what your plan is at this point.
we're at the outskirts of Emberwood Village.
Yeah, you're outside the village, but I mean, once you get to the village, what are you planning to do?
I'm
We're
assuming.
following Danuelus.
Danielus, do we have to pay for your dog, or will he take these crystals? I don't quite understand.
I think he will take the Chris. No, I think he needed the money.
You need gold pieces.
We
All right, so we're gonna
We
have to
gotta-
find out somewhere to unload these crystals off, like some
Yeah,
kind
we
of
gotta
prevail
sell
or
'em.
vendor. Does anyone remember what that little child rabbled on about throughout town? Did she mention anyone who had interest in delirium?
I think the guy
What
we
about
bought the guy that we bought the stuff from wanted them.
All right. Well, hopefully he has enough cash.
He should. I just paid him for all the stuff.
Touche. It's more of a complete circle at this point. Well, I know, Bulk, you've been wanting to keep a couple of these crystals for your own amusement, but I know we need to at least get enough for Danielus's dog and Diedrich's.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep a
Treatment?
little bit of the fragments, but we'll be okay to sell
Yeah.
everything else. And what do you mean we?
How else did you think you got into this city unscathed?
I mean, I was fine.
You're surprised. You threw sand.
Stinky sand.
Stinky sand. Bulk, do this for me, or I'm never giving you a cut of the share.
What share?
I gave you a cut of the gold.
Let's go sell the stuff. We'll see where we land.
I'm gonna look
Okay.
over at Danielus, like, keep tabs on what we have as a group.
Oh,
I
Bulk's the
foresee
only one who
things
bought a bag.
going
so-
missing. Touche.
Okay, very good. So I'm gonna pull you guys back to the map of Emberwood for a moment. So no need to move yourself. This is just for informational purposes. So by the time you guys finish your journey and make it back to the gates or not the gates, but the bridge, kind of taking you officially into Emberwood, it's dark outside. It's probably, closer to 8 o'clock at night by now. Because of the time it was 2 hours to reach the outskirts, so that's 4 plus your adventuring time. So as you can come into the city, you can expect that pretty much the merchants are going to be gone for the day, by nighttime. But you're certain to go and look. The only thing you can see from here is kind of on this hill back here. You can see a group of lit torches. People holding lit torches, I should say. But there are kind of like burning candle lamps throughout the village, so you can kind of see your way and navigate through. But that's all you can see from here.
Should we go see what the group's about? Seems a little odd for this time of night.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's
I'm
go.
down.
You guys want to check out the people?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. So as you get closer, you see that there are people that are there who are not carrying torches. There's a group of about 40-ish people, and maybe about half of them are carrying torches. That half are dressed in kind of shabby robes. And some of the other people you can recognize as people in the village that you've seen just kind of walking around from even the little bit that you have. And there are even a few who are like cloaked with hoods drawn low to kind of looking like they're concealing their appearance. You can't tell who they are. All have their attention drawn towards the mound that you're standing in front of. And the robed figures, so you guys kind of stand around for a couple of minutes. No one actively talks to you, but the group starts to cheer when a man comes on top of the mound, flanked by two other people, and he begins to speak. Brethren, friends, may the flame shine and enlighten the dark things of this world. May evil be burned away and truth shine forth. May your souls be armored by light, and let your faith be the flaming sword that wards off the coming darkness. My name is Nathaniel Flint, humble servant of the flame and of our prophet, the Honorable Lucretia Matthias. And I come with a message of hope in our trying times. Disaster has befallen our world, but as our prophet says, surely the flame will do nothing save it first reveal its secrets unto its servants. Was it not said in our sacred text that one day the stars shall fall from heaven, and yet all this shall be in accordance with the hour and time of the flame? Was not Tarna's comet a sign and a wonder in heaven, and righteousness was established from its telling? So as the faith of the sacred flame began all those centuries ago, the flame has shown unto us a new path blazed by fallen fire. These holy stones were heaven sent so we might prepare our spirits to meet the all-consuming shadows. And there are those who go into our city to scavenge or destroy them. So at this point, I'm going to kind of break in his speech. He's going to continue kind of going on and on along these religious type lines. What are you all going to do? Are you going to stay, or what do you think?
I'm checked out.
I'm gonna stay on the outskirts, but listen to what he has to say.
Yeah.
I'm with Farron.
Okay. He continues. In our time of need, before we saw the way, our earthly leaders warred against each other like two little calves, fighting to suckle at a long dried up teat. As the magical haze consumed our city, those learned mages retreated into their secret towers, searching their scrolls for answers. And day after day, there's another opportunist looking to satisfy the desires of the flesh and greed and ignorance. And what is the response of the church? The divine matriarch who was warned years in advance by our prophet of the coming disaster. Where are the famed knights of the Silver Order, paid by our tithing? Our flame keepers remain trapped up in their chapels across the nation and continent, sending their tax collectors to dried up farms and dying families. Shirking their responsibilities to safeguard the flock, to protect the meek and the innocent, cowering lest the sacred light reveal their cowardice and greed. Those who hate the light fear it and hide away from it. And he kind of reaches over and points, because that hill that you were standing on is kind of behind the chapel by about maybe 100 feet or so. And he points over, and you can see that there are a couple of knights, similar to the armor that Sir Cassandra was wearing earlier. You can kind of see them reflected in the flame from the back of the chapel. And he continues, those who love the light embrace it and walk in it. I shrink not from the light, and those who know it and walk in it will know I speak true.
So is this a angry mob against the sacred flame?
No, in fact, the crowd, once the man finishes speaking, they go, yeah. At least as you look around, it seems like most of them are. Definitely everybody who was dressed in robes, they are actively cheering. Some of the other civilian types, a couple of them are cheering, a couple of them are kind of just standing around.
So they're creating this kind of mob as a like fuck the police kind of sacred flame style deal.
Are you
Am,
asking me or are you talking to
I,
somebody?
I'm asking you.
I mean,
That's what it sounds like, right?
that's probably a conversation best had amongst you guys.
All
So-
right, Farron.
Hmm?
And I took on your accent for some reason. Farron, it sounds like this is an angry mob against the sacred flame.
What? I have some questions about this. I want to step forward to the speaker and, like, not all the way up there, but just a little bit forward in the crowd away from my group because I don't want to draw attention to all of them. I'd rather just draw it to myself if I don't want to have to brand all of them as, like, suspicious. So you claim these stones are holy, then how do you explain what's happening in the city? If this was a gift upon us, why are there monsters? Why is the town bereaved?
So, even as you're trying to approach, like the people in the crowd, they're like clamoring for the man's attention. The man identified himself as Nathaniel.
I'm gonna hold my quarterstaff up and wave it around to draw attention.
He he's like with the crowd. He's like touching their hands. He's like giving them, one of those, one of those. He certainly can't notice you at some point. You see some of the people like offering money to the man, but Nathaniel
know,
just
no
says
shit.
he just says, "No, no, no, you keep it, you keep it." And he just continues with that type of rhetoric.
Is there a hill somewhere near the peak that he's standing that I can get on to talk loudly to try to draw his attention?
Sure, you can climb on a hill nearby.
Yeah, I'm gonna climb on a hill nearby and I'm just gonna call out, I'm not so easily a sheep. He claims these stones to be holy, then how does he explain the effects that they have on the people, on your town, your capital? The monstrosities, the haze, the destruction. Does that sound like something holy? I'm not one to cast aside his beliefs, but I need more answers before I can take something for fact.
The crowd, there's kind of a hushed silence that falls over the crowd. And the man turns to you and he says, "The stones, they have been sent from above. But that does not mean that they are ready, or that we were ready to embrace the majesty that the stones have.
And would you
Monsters.
say you're ready?
Now that I've met the Honorable Lucretia Matthias, I am."
And how do
Dietrich's
you go ahead.
Dietrich's gonna climb up on top of Bulk, kind of like a child would.
Piggyback.
Yeah, yeah, like a piggyback, and yell out, "Listen to this man!" Speak and like gesture to Farron.
Oh, very good, very good.
So you claim you're not ready, then what makes one ready? Is it a coming of age? Is it a coming of faith? What is this? These people seem to, you have enthralled them. You have their attention. How would you direct them? What would your course be? Take the town? Siege it? Destroy all monsters?
We must bare our hearts to not only the flame, but the possibility within the stones. If you embrace the stones, you can walk amongst your city, just as you always have.
As a monster, like what's in the city now.
Do I look like a monster, friend?
You don't look like what I've seen in the city, but I highly doubt you'd be able to walk freely amongst them. I don't think they would take too kindly to you brushing shoulders.
Edric's gonna gesture to his wounds and say, "We have fought these monsters in the city. There's no way you are one of them. You are a false prophet."
I am not certain if your beliefs are false or not, but I need more proof. What you're saying is just baseless words. All hearsay. What do you have proof of?
All can be revealed, my friend.
In due
Have
time.
you not heard that our prophet, the Honorable Lucretia Matthias, foresaw the meteor hitting Drakkenheim? She went to the clergy, the high church, and they did nothing. And then, even afterwards, she made a pilgrimage alone into the city and returned, preaching words of a holy sacrament, a way to guard yourself amongst the evils of the city.
So you do admit there are evils in the cities, though. They're all monsters, like you just said.
Of course, we are in interesting times, my friend. The coming age of heroes, where great warriors, strong and valiant men and women, will be able to take up weapons and beat back the evils and save this dying world.
Diedrich's gonna raise up on top of Bulk as high as he can and say, "Take a gander. We are those heroes. This person shouting nonsense has never stepped foot into the city."
Diedrich, make a persuasion check.
Can do. I found it.
Oh,
Fucking son of a bitch! It hung on to the 19 for so long.
it's staring right at you. But today was not that day.
The crowd kind of starts to turn on you the way you are being kind of rude to Nathaniel, and they start actively booing you.
Oh,
But Nathaniel kind of holds his hands up and he kind of calms down the crowd, and he says, "One thing I can tell you, friend, is that if you wish to see the truth, you must see Lucretia Matthias yourself.
and where
Learn
might
her truth.
Where might she be?
Well, you can join our little band, Happy Little Pilgrims, and we go into the city towards St. Selena's Monastery, and that is our last stop before we journey further into the crater, or excuse me, into the city."
I'm interested in learning, but I am by no interested in this point of joining. I need more information before I make any kind of choice of that sort.
Well, you can always walk with us and come with us to the monastery and meet her yourself.
So she's currently in the city of Drakkenheim at the church.
Absolutely.
Noted. All right. May I pass across? And then I'm just kind of like go over toward. I'm not. No, I'll go over to the group. They basically know we're together at this point. I'll be like, all right.
He, before you turn away, he looks you in the eyes and he says, "Flame be with you, friend."
Also with you.
Yeah. Okay, so he kind of turns back to the crowd, keeps doing his thing.
Here, I'm leaving. Be like, I got the information I need. Ditch this, blow this taco stand.
I was just kind of watching that whole time. I was just kind of leaning up, posted, just watching
Mhm.
everything, not engaging at all.
I'm just gonna kind of go up toward Danielus, like, has this subsect of the church been here for long, or is this like one of your first sightings?
This is the first I've seen of them. They don't come in too often. I've heard of this before, but
Right. Makes sense
They
if they're coming to this town with it being the closest outpost.
they actually come
do they come in
quite
often?
often.
Oh no, they do come quite often.
Danielus would know that for the past couple of years, it used to be like maybe one, maybe two people a week, but now it's, up to like a dozen a day.
This might be something to remember if we're ever in the town of Drakkenheim and need quick refuge. Supposedly, there's people of the flame in the St. Anna's Cathedral. Was that what it is?
Saint Selena's Monastery.
St. Selena's Monastery.
Mhm.
All right. So I guess we'll go back to town. I don't think anything's open besides
Yeah, I
maybe
mean,
maybe a bar.
Yeah, I mean,
I could use
you're
the
in the
drink.
town right now. Yeah, I mean, you remember that there was open mic night tonight, and Aaron
Oh
and
yeah,
Armin both said that they were going to be there.
yeah. Do you know the way, Danielus?
It's
Yes,
literally
follow
right in front of
me.
you.
Or yeah, we'll
Got
go
it.
there. We'll hopefully maybe find a way to get a loan for your dog. I don't quite know what to expect from this.
Yeah, we gotta sell that.
Boy,
Very
mosey
good.
on.
Okay, so Danielus and you guys would remember that open mic night happens at the Gilded Lily, which is it's on a small hill overlooking the village. It's a big 3-story kind of manor with red brick, very very elegant type of place. So I assume you guys go up and you walk in, no problem.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So as you open the large doors, it's a pretty swanky establishment from what you can see. There's a large parlor room. It's got like antiques and sculptures and books, paintings and bookshelves, things of that nature. On your right, you see a pretty large dining room. It's got a big chandelier coming from the ceiling, and there are 4 large lamps that are lighting a small stage set before rows of tables. And then to your left, there's a bar. But there is a concerned-looking woman standing right in front of you.
There's a concerned person in front of us.
Yeah, she's a concerned-looking woman, I would say. She sees you guys approach, and she says, "Oh, you, come here. Did you come to perform?"
You've got the
Yes.
wrong group.
Oh, of course he did. Slap on the
Yes.
back.
So Danielus, being from the village, you know of open mic night. This is where people come and kind of put on performances, and they can earn some gold, effectively.
And so I have to perform.
No, I mean, okay. So she asked you guys, "Are you here to perform?" And I guess you guys said yes. Okay. Okay, perfect. Have you been to open mic night before? Do you know
No.
what's happening here? No?
These people are noobs.
What's a mic?
Yeah. Open mic. Mike Connolly. You never heard of Mike Connolly?
No.
Nope.
Anyway, long story. He was the. In either case, we need some performers. We're almost at the end of the night. We need a few more performers just to get the show on the road home. Does anybody want to perform?
What kind of
You can do
performance?
anything. You can do feats of athletic ability. You can play music. You can.
Cedric's down.
Wolf is pretty good with the bells.
The best.
Okay, cool. Fantastic. How many of you are going to perform?
This Volk and this Diedrich Goblin.
Bulk and Diedrich?
The
Yeah.
dynamic duo.
We'll
of
do a duo.
Hulk
We'll do a
and
duo.
Diedrich.
Are you guys going to do it together?
I say
They do it
yes.
together, and then Danielus and Farron get drinks at the bar and laugh in
Yes.
their amusement. It's they just
No,
make
we
fun
all
of themselves
perform or
here.
none of us perform. I am not being subjected to this.
Wait, what?
We all get on stage, we do the thing, and we do the Super Saiyan pose at the end.
Bulk, me and you have got this. Let them enjoy their drinks.
Fool.
Rochelle jumps in and she says, no, open mic is strictly a single performance at a time. One person.
Absolutely, as why me and Bulk will
I don't
perform
even have the
together.
time to go into the history about how critical this is.
Absolutely, me and Bulk, one person going up there.
Get back on his back like a piggyback. They're basically a single deal.
Exactly, that's exactly what I
Right.
want to do.
You betray the art form, sir.
And no betrayal here, man.
You dare squash their art?
Exactly, you could not.
I can
You
see why
could
you don't
not
have enough people signing up.
Yeah,
That's exactly why I need multiple people to perform multiple acts.
multiple people, as in me and Bulk, performing an act.
Okay. She said, "Oh, fine." She says, "Just go behind the stage and just get ready, whatever you're going to do."
All right, Bulk, you play the bells. I juggle my axes. We make it a whole thing. I jump on your back while juggling the axes while you play the bells.
Sounds like a plan.
What is juggling and bells?
So Bulk and Diedrich go off behind the stage to start to get ready. Danielus, Farron, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna take one of the tables inside the dining room?
I think we were going to get a drink, and then we were looking for the people we were supposed to meet here.
Yeah.
Maybe they saved some chairs. If not, maybe there's a table nearby, or at least we can tap and let them know, like, hey, got a spot in the back.
Sure. So I mean, this is a swanky place. They have waitresses. They come to you.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Sure. So as you walk into the dining room, so like I said, you can see the stage in front of you.
Snaps
the
and
nice tables.
claps.
Right. Snaps.
Um,
I see.
It's a little bit dark in there, but as you're looking around, you can see Aaron Marlowe and Armin Gainsbury out there. And the performer on the stage currently, he is a halfling, and he's wearing a kind of a large coat, and he's riding what would effectively be like a medieval style like unicycle. It's just like a like a stone like a little contraption. And he's kind of riding the unicycle, and then he's got 4 daggers, and he's like throwing them up and down, and he's juggling.
Bastard took my act.
Nice.
And the crowd is loving it. So they're performing as you kind of walk into the room, and like I said, you did see Aaron and Armin.
Be like, I'm gonna lean over to Danny. He's like, that's gonna be a tough act for them to follow. Weren't they planning on doing juggling?
I don't know, but it'll be amusing.
Are you okay? So are you guys just taking a random table? Is it?
Yeah, I guess whatever's open. Because I
mean,
think
we
we were
could
looking
sit with
for the
Aaron.
other 2 people, but I think it was packed.
We could sit with Aaron and catch up with him and tell him about our adventure.
Are there spots?
I mean, they're here. Yeah, I mean, you can go
sure.
and talk to him if you want.
I'm gonna loudly drag and screech his stool, be like, oh, sorry, while the other guy's like juggling, just to try to like detract from his performance.
Multiple people
pardon.
are turning to you, and they're like, "Not during the performance."
Oh, my bad.
And Aaron turns around, and he's like,
I'll once Aaron turns around and is like upset, I'll be like, my bad, I'll just leave it.
he just kind of puts his hand to his face. He's like, what?
But it worked because everyone was looking back.
Indeed. Cool. Are you guys gonna try and talk during the show, or is that it?
I probably will try to not make any more noise.
Okay. Cool.
Mhm.
Okay, very good. Yeah, so the two performers, their performance ends. And the woman from before, Madame Rochelle, she comes behind the stage and she says, "All right, are you two ready?"
Absolutely.
All right. So the halfling kind of rolls off of the stage, and he rolls into the back behind the stage, and he takes off his trench coat, and naturally, it's two halflings standing one on top of each other.
He's not respecting the odds.
At least they had the decency to hide, though. I guess we weren't there, but in either case,
You're right. I just wanted to comment to be a shithead.
okay. So she's kind of like standing off by the side. And she's like, "Go, go, go!"
As soon as I see them take the stage, can I get somewhere a little bit higher and like pull out a coin, cast light on the coin, and try to cone it to make like a spotlight to where Diedrich and Bulk are gonna be to kind of like dramatic effect, like boom. Just
yes. So Diedrich and Bulk, you guys step out onto the stage.
I would rather Bulk take the stage alone for a moment.
just like push him out on his own.
Okay.
No. We planned this. Bulk takes the stage alone, and I'm off behind the curtain.
Okay, so as Bulk steps onto the stage, the light being shined from Farron's coin and his light spell, the spotlight falls onto Bulk.
And I
that's
say,
where we're going to end for the session.
sure.
Oh,
Oh, it's done.
It gives him
Okay.
so much time to make a flavorful performance, though.
Oh, that's
It's
true,
already
though.
ready, but okay.
Yeah,
Now-
I'm fucking ready.
Indeed. But we will get to see the results of this fantastic performance in the next episode of Funky Quest.
Ring the bell, make sure you like and subscribe so you can do all the things. We'll see you next time.
Yes, ring the bell. Check us out next time, and say goodbye, boys.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye, boys.
Mwah.